Whoa.
What is this place?
Oh my gosh, it's more beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Oh, it's more majestic.
Lisa, where are we?
We were just in the car.
Yes, but
we're in.
Do you think, is this heaven?
We're in heaven, it is.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
This feeling like...
The streets of gold. They are so incredible.
I just want to stay here, Lisa.
Oh
this is amazing.
Oh.
Can you believe it? We made it. I made it. We made it. We're in heaven.
Okay.
We're in heaven.
I can't believe
Can you believe it? But who's that? What's that?
So it's the book. It's the book of life.
The book
and your
of
name
life.
has to be in it to get to heaven.
What are you talking about? I've never heard of the book of life. What do you mean?
You have to have known, professed, and lived for Jesus for your name to be in the book. And it's the only way in.
Okay, so that's we need to go there and check if our name's in the book?
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm good because I have been a Christian. I know God. I believe him. Okay, let's do this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I just want to stay here forever.
Jesus, this is amazing.
This is so beautiful. Okay, let's go. Oh, hi, beautiful angel. Hey, I just want to check if my name is in the book of life. What Lisa was saying, it's Maruna Vinhais. Could you check? We're here.
No.
No? God. What do you mean? No. I've been a Christian all my life.
Listen.
I have done good. I have never murdered. I haven't hated anyone.
You couldn't have just said it with your mouth.
Wait.
But you had to have lived it with your life.
No, wait. People don't know how to spell my name, and maybe it's my full name, Marunalini. It's MIRUNALINIVEENHUIS. Could you please check again?
No.
Oh, God.
What do you mean? Lisa,
listen, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you that you couldn't just say it with your lips and live however you wanted. You had to profess and you had to proclaim and you had to live a life that is worthy of Jesus and his death. Lisa, I tried, but you told me to stop.
What is it supposed to mean, though?
You told me to stop.
No, well, you could have tried harder.
You told me to stop.
Okay, check if your name is in the book. Check if your name is in the book, then.
Lisa Bowers.
Yes.
No,
Lisa, what is this supposed to mean?
Listen,
I thought you were my friend.
I'm sorry. I tried, but you wouldn't listen. I invited you, but you wouldn't listen.
What should I have done?
I'm sorry.
I believed in Jesus. I really did.
You only believed with your mouth.
Lisa, it's time to go.
No, Lisa, what's gonna happen to me? I want to go with you. No.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus, this is so beautiful. Oh, I love you so much. You are so worthy, Lord. I love you so much, Jesus.
Revelations 3:5. He who overcomes will thus be clothed in white garments, and I will not erase his name from the book of life, and I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. That implies that book of life names get erased. That's a condition to Christianity that we have to live. And it was fun to cheer our friends on, but the reality of the situation is that we will all be our souls will be required of us. And it can't be until it's too late. We can't make those decisions when our life is required of us. We don't know when the last moments are going to be. We don't know when we're going to go to heaven in the pearly gates and say, is my name there? We have to know and live what Christianity says and not get complacent. There is actual conditions on Christianity and God's love and requirements. And this is an incredibly unpopular message, especially in Christianity today. So I know that there will be offense in the crowd. There will probably be people that do not agree with me. But that's okay, because Jesus' words offend. Jesus' words slice through, and they slice through relationships, and they pit moms and dads against each other, and kids and moms and siblings, and the words of Jesus will judge us. And we have to decide who we're going to be, what we're going to listen to, what soundbite we're going to listen to that's going to tickle our ears and make it feel that Christianity is easy. But nothing about what I read in the New Testament, or the Old for that matter, is easy. But who in here hears of a Christianity all around the world that's easy? Everywhere you go, every sermon not every, okay? Most of the rhetoric around the world is Christianity is easy. You just need to believe and confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, and then you're saved. And while that is true, and that is the beginning of Christianity, that is the beginning of our relationship with Him, we have to take it a step further and know that there are conditions based on the Christianity that we decide to live. It's pretty sobering. We're going to go to Matthew 7:21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven will enter. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, didn't I prophesy in your name, and your name cast out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? And then I will declare to them that I never knew you. Depart from me, you who are lawless. Practice lawlessness. We can play the game of church all day long. We can say I'm a Christian with my words, and if my actions don't follow, or if my heart does not follow, He will say He did not know us. I'm struck with this right now, with the who will I be? Every day, going through each day, what is it that is more important to me than Him? What is it that demands my time more than He does? Will I be somebody that gets to the heaven and He says, I never knew you? And I said, but I was a pastor. I led people to you, Jesus. I worked my tail off. I worked in a church. I poured my life out. I gave my life away. All of the catchphrases. I can say all of that. But if my heart was hardened from Him, if my heart was far from Him and my heart was hardened from Him to Him, then He's going to say, I didn't know you. It doesn't matter what title I hold. The title isn't what is going to get me into heaven. My heart will. My sacrifice to understand who Jesus is and the truth. And I really start to strip down, what did Jesus say? Because again, He says, my words will judge you. Not your understanding will judge you. Not Pastor Smith down the street and what he said will judge you. We're all being used as mouthpieces, and hopefully we're being used correctly. Hopefully we're leading people in a way that's correct. But what does Jesus say? And what does that mean for our life and what we're supposed to look? Some of us don't have time, you guys. We got word yesterday that another one of our Life Recovery Ministry clients that came in 3 times, 9 programs he did, is dead. He left 2 daughters, wouldn't get his act together, kept saying he knew it, kept saying he knew the truth, don't tell me what to do, kept leaving and coming and leaving and coming and leaving and coming. 9 programs he did, all in the name of Jesus for him. Nobody could tell him what to do until the last drug he took his life. He has no more time. I pray to God that something broke through his life, man. I pray on that last breath that he called out to Jesus and said, Jesus, I'm so sorry I got it wrong. But he's gone. Left his daughters without a father who will never get it right again. He didn't know that was going to be his last day. I don't want him to say, I never knew you. You played the game, Nicole. You listened to everybody else except for what I said. You listened to the sound bites and you listened to worship songs that had nothing to do with my truth and what lined up with my Bible. You listened to all of this and you were so confused. You allowed your freedoms to be your God. You allowed your selfishness to be paramount. You allowed your anger to overwhelm you. You didn't make it right. Whatever it is, these are the things I struggle with. Put your struggles in there. Christian mentioned the other day on a Sunday that says, God said, do you want to really read the gospel of Christian or the gospel of Nicole or the gospel, I don't want to be like those Israelites that God said, and they did again what was right in their own eyes. The Jews were the chosen people. One race chosen by God, for God, to save them, to set them aside, to call them out, to be his children. He said, oh man, if you would have just, and I would have taken you under my wing and I would have held you like a mother hen holds its chicks, but you wouldn't. But you wouldn't. What's it going to take? Is it going to take a near-death experience? Is it going to take a loss of a loved one that you were not expecting to have? Is it going to take paralyzation? Is it going to take a stroke? What is it? I'm not saying that God operates that way, but I do say that God uses everything to get our attention. What are we going to do? Who are we going to be? This is a heavy message. I get it. I'm sorry. But I felt even just the weight of my own insufficiencies. Don't pass me by, Lord. I'm trying. I fail so miserably, man. We were talking this morning in Bible study, and some of our greatest distractions is that stupid phone that's in our pocket, never leaves our hands. I'm culprit number one over here. I don't want him to come and say, you just couldn't put your phone down, Nicole. Everyone else's business was way more important than me, and I'm standing right in front of you. Everyone else was more important, and I was just right there waiting for you to just put it down. Maybe your thing is you couldn't put the bottle down long enough, or the drugs, or the sex, or the pornography, or the lust, the selfishness, the anger. What is yours that you just can't put down that is keeping you from that moment where he says, I didn't know you. You weren't mine. You were yours. You were your own God. I don't know you. You don't look like me. You don't carry my DNA. You use words. You read the book, but you don't live it. Matthew 24:13. Now, this is all conditions to Christianity. There is a wildly known concept that God's love is unconditional. And his love is unconditional, meaning he doesn't have conditions to love you. So he loves you regardless. He loves you in the state you're in. He loves you to accept you just as you are. He went on that cross knowing that we would be miserable, wretched, poor, pitiful, blind, and naked. He knew that we would need him. So his love going on that cross had no conditions to it. It didn't say, I'm going to go on the cross and then you can, right? Or I won't go on the cross unless you. He went on the cross regardless of our response to his love, right? So that's unconditional. But nowhere in the Bible does it say it's unconditional and then it just leaves it at that. And there's no conditions to following Jesus, to lay our lives down for him. There's so many scriptures. And in fact, I want to tell you this before I forget. I printed out a bunch of scriptures of conditions, mainly in the New Testament. I have about 10 copies. If you guys want it, it'll be up on the stage. You guys can grab it, take it home, study it. What are the conditions of Christianity? There are conditions. And this concept that Christians have adopted and say, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry. God's love is unconditional. Yeah, you're right. You can never do anything to lose his love, ever. He went on that cross. He created you. Everything was based on his choice to love you. But if there's no response, if there's no actions, if there's no decision to change our life, his unconditional love will send us to hell. Because there are conditions to receive what the unconditional love can give. I know, I'm sorry. Hate to be the bearer of bad news here. It does feel like that this is a very, very wildly unknown concept. Christianity is filled with just interpretations. But the truth is that we have to dissect it. We have to know what Jesus says, because on that day of judgment, we can't say, I did all this, I thought I was okay. Yeah, but you ignored me the whole time. So Matthew 24:13, sorry. Here's a condition to enduring to the end. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. That doesn't say he who says a prayer for salvation one time in your life and never did anything else is saved. That says the one who endures to the end. What's the end? Your life. James 1:12. Did I give that one to you? Sorry, I don't think I did. It's okay. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Does that say that it's promised to those he loves? Let's try that again. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial. Okay, so put your life isn't on a trial. Have you given your life over to Jesus? Is it challenging? For once he has been approved. What? We have to be approved? Blessed is a man who perseveres under trial, for once he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord promises to those who love him. Sounds to me like a condition. It doesn't say for those who love him. It doesn't say for those he loves. It's only conditioned on those who persevere, have been approved, receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. It's an action that our love looks like something that we're willing to turn and go the opposite direction of whatever it is. Whatever it is. So I guess we have some decisions to make. I saw a video on Instagram the other day. It was fairly disgusting. It was this preacher sharing some message, and he was using the swear word. And you know what he said? You know what my favorite swear word is? And then proceeds to say GD. Openly to the audience that he was speaking to. It's GD. And he proceeds to go and dissect how his favorite swear word is this, and it actually means, when I say GD, it is God damming up the sin in my life, and it is God damming up the things in my life. And it was horrible. It was taking a license. Okay, maybe he had an epiphany. Okay, epiphany about that word. But saying my favorite swear word, first of all, you're a pastor. You shouldn't, your language should be changing. You also shouldn't be indulging in the same, even if you think there's nothing wrong with that, the world knows that those words that come out of my mouth make me look like the world, correct? Everybody know that when someone's swearing, it's like, come on, you're professing to be a Christian and you're just letting those words come out your mouth. We have to have be an example. Do not let any unclean talk come out of your mouth. Do not take the Lord's name in vain. Do not have any impurity come from your mouth. And we can talk about it all day. And he's sitting there having a sermon about his favorite swear word. That's disgusting to me. We're supposed to be called higher. When I'm called a pastor and I take that role, I should be called to a higher standard. I'm not should be called. I am called to a higher standard. And whether or not I take it or not is on me. But guess who the people that get to be ruined because I don't take the call seriously? You. Anyone who watches me. I've been professing Jesus Christ my whole life. I'll be 44 in a few days. And when I bowed my knee to the Lord at 12 years old, just because I didn't know if I'd ever done it yet. So it was kind of an insurance policy. I was at a conference and I was like, oh, I don't know if I've ever done that before. Okay. And I just put my hands up and said, Jesus, I give you my life. I have people today that are still watching me from high school 30 years ago. And I have a choice on whether, regardless of my title, you just put title Christian on there. Don't even go to the pastor part. Am I living a life that they could follow and find Jesus? I sure hope so, man. And I hope that my heart is pure and that I'm not living on all of yesterday's experiences and revelations, hardships, not living on the fact that I buried my 7-year-old. And I am a good Christian because I never blamed Jesus. I'm a good person. Well, you know what? That is a really great feat that I feel that God gave me to overcome. I have not once ever blamed Jesus for taking my daughter. I never blamed him for the cancer. I never blamed him for, honestly, any part of that situation. And I'm really proud of that. But I can't live on that experience alone for the rest of my life. There's another hill I've got to climb. There's another mountain I've got to come over. There's another situation with anger that I need to get under control. There's another selfish act that I need to overcome. There's another person that I have to forgive that I don't want to. And the other day I was praying that if that person crossed my path that I wouldn't hurt them. I'm not kidding either. I was like, Jesus, I don't know if this person crosses my path. I don't know if they're going to be safe for me because I feel like I want to murder them right now. And I really, really, really had it all played out in my mouth, like the words I was going to murder them with, because they deserved it. And I literally, this was during Lights of Hope. So I was a little off my game, a little tired. My guard was down. And I was telling Louis, I was like, I'm obsessed with this. I don't know what to do. I'm crazy. If they come across my path. So I heard that this person was coming to Lights of Hope that night, and I'm on Welcome, of all places. So I get to see every single person that comes through the pearly gates of Lights of Hope. And there they are. And there she is right in front of me, whatever. And I had prayed, she, he, them, all of them, everybody, every person. You don't know who I'm talking about. It's okay. Came right in front of me. And I had been praying all day, like, I don't know, Lord, if I can't keep my mouth shut, then let me not see them. Just protect them from me and my anger towards them, from forgiveness towards them. And the Lord did. But all that to say is that just because they may have done actions that have hurt and destroyed and tore down and things that I love and people that I love, I'm not right in my unforgiveness. I'm not right in my righteous, mighty right hand that I want to protect the truth, whatever, it don't matter. I'm still 100% responsible for 100% of what I do. So we're all going to be called. Our souls are all going to be required of us. My daughter's was at 7. The guy yesterday was this week. What's the condition of your soul going to be in when he calls you home? We see things happen all the time. Then you also see in the Bible that Nobody knows the day or time or the hour when he will come from heaven. So maybe we've made it. Maybe we're living, we're breathing, we're loving life, we're trying to live for Jesus, and we don't die. There's no dying that happened. We didn't go in front of a bus. The car didn't crash. We didn't have a heart attack. No medical thing happened. We've been doing pretty good. And here in the clouds comes Jesus. Are you going to be ready? It may not be a death thing. It might be he's coming and its time is here. So I didn't have these scriptures, but this is in the packet for conditional stuff. There is parables that Jesus talks about that is requirements. Okay? So I'm just going to go. They're not on the screen. So Matthew 22, 1 through 14, the wedding feast. The king goes out. He throws a wedding for his son. He wants everybody to come. Nobody comes. He says, go into the highways and byways. Go get everybody. Go. They won't come. He finally says, go get the homeless. Go get everyone. I want everyone in here. And it talks about he saw somebody in the wedding feast that didn't have the wedding garment clothing on. You had to have a certain garment to show that you were a guest and you were invited in, and he threw him out so that he would go to the torturers. This is what this parable says. He turned him over to the torturers because he didn't have the right wedding outfit on. He didn't belong. He didn't belong. The parable of the 10 virgins in Matthew 25, 1 through 3. The 10 virgins awaiting for the bridegroom. These women waiting to give their lives over to the bridegroom, Jesus. It's a parable, waiting for the Savior to come. 5 of them had oil in their lamps. 5 of them didn't. 5 of them wanted what the other 5 had, and they said, no, we don't have enough for you. We have just enough. We have just enough salvation. We have just enough for us. I can't give you only what I have. So they went off to find oil, and they missed the bridegroom. They missed the coming of the Lamb. They missed it. The parable of the unforgiving servant, Matthew 18, 21 through 25. The servant that's forgiven a massive debt. You and I forgiven a massive debt of our sin. Going to Jesus, forgive me. The blood that's on the cross forgave us. This parable is about a guy who owed a lot of money. Begged the king, would you please forgive me? The king forgives him. He goes out into the city streets, sees a servant that owes him money now. Goes to him and says, hey, you owe me money. Servant says, please, please, please have mercy on me. I don't have what I need to owe you. Dude makes a stink, gets him arrested. You're going to be arrested until you pay me back, buddy. King hears about it. Says, oh, really? You're going to make him pay for a debt I didn't make you pay for? Your debt's back on you, twice what you owe now. Now you go to prison and your whole family with you. Everything that you owed is now back on you, double, until you pay back. Not only was he punished, but his family. We have to see these things for what they really are. They're not just some funny stories that Jesus talked about in the Jewish times just to throw it out there. This is a way of life. And honestly, some frustration that you might be feeling from me is not pointed at you necessarily. It's at the world and this Christianity that people aren't speaking the truth, and we're not standing up for truth, and we're not living it, and we're living in a very confused gospel. We got to know what Jesus says, you guys. And if people are saying different than what Jesus says, get back into what Jesus says, because it's going to be him, his words, his standard that judges us. Running the race. The Bible is chock full of these in the New Testament. Running the race, 1 Corinthians 9, Hebrews 12, 1, 2, fruitless branches, John 15, 1 through 6. The lack of branches having any fruit on them are going to get burned, cut off and burned into the fire. If we do not have fruit in our lives that showcase us as Christians, he's cutting us off. He's not putting up with it. And yet, we have this Jesus. So it's like this. This is what Jesus did. He saw you, he saw me, he saw the millions of people before us, and he saw the millions of people after us. He saw mankind, and he said, God, Father, I choose to stand in the gap for my family. I choose to stand in the gap for my friends. and I will go and I will be the atonement for their sins. I will set them free. And it's like this story. I just told this morning. I'm going to say it to you guys so that we can understand it. So if I was to go out, I have a really nice car. We got a brand new car. It was really wonderful. It cost a lot, but it's not a free gift. This is not, the story I'm going to tell you is a free gift. So what if I knew that you needed a free car? I know that you needed something for your family. I went out and got the best of the best, your dreams, everything was in that car. And I handed you the keys and I said, it's bought and paid for. The car is yours. I know you need it. You're going to need it to get from A to B. You're going to need it to be with your family and to bring them. It's like a lifeline for you. I heard you needed it. I went and did it. And here you go. You can take that key and you can put it on a shelf and never drive that car, that free gift that somebody went out and purchased, that somebody went out and spent time, energy, money putting into, buying for you, thinking about you, providing for your need, taking out of their own to give to you. But if you never use it, it is worthless to you. And not only is it worthless to you, it tells the giver that it's a worthless gift. Jesus has done that for you and me. And he has gone out and he has paid the price and he has sacrificed and he has done what it takes and he's given you the keys to life. And we take that key and we put it on the shelf and we say, we don't deserve it. And then we live as if we think we do, but we don't get in the car using the keys of life, driving us where we need to go because we think we know where. How stupid would it be if that person or if I gave that car to and then you're walking all over town with your kids, with your backpack, with your bags. It's the stupidest thing, right? Like, what are you doing? You have a car in your driveway. Yeah, but I don't deserve it. Yeah, but I didn't really ask for it. Yeah, but it's worth too much. Yeah, it's what we do for Jesus all the time. It's too hard. Or I can't drive. Bella just learned the stick shift, right? Call you out there, girl. I remember when I was learning the stick. It's too hard. So then I just leave the car in the driveway and never drive it. Heck no, I'm learning that stick shift and I'm learning it quick. And if I have to kill you in the process, then I'm learning it anyway. Close to a true story for me. I didn't kill anyone, just really close to it. But anyway, the point is that we need to do what it costs. And what it costs is saying yes to Jesus and making the arrangements, accepting his gift of life. So this is the good news that Jesus died for you. This isn't some fairy tale. This isn't something that we just believe in as kids and we grow out of it. This is life and life abundantly. Jesus is saying, I have a gift for you and I'm willing to give it to you. But you have to be willing to take a hold of it and make it yours. You have to be willing to get in it and drive it. You have to be willing to apply it to your life. Don't make a mockery out of his sacrifice. Don't let time run out before we actually get serious about walking this out. Don't let our freedoms get in the way where we destroy other people's faith because I have a freedom to do something that I don't have a struggle with. Everyone close your eyes. Christian, Jesus, thank you so much for who you are and your sacrifice. Lord, I'm sorry for the ways that I have squandered it. Or I just go through life and I don't really think about my actions or my anything. Jesus, don't forget about me. Help me so that when my time is required of me, that you can see yourself in me, Lord. I need your help, Lord Jesus. I can't do this without you. I need you, Jesus.
Thank you so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. And please make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos or our live stream. You can also support the Father's House financially by clicking the Give button. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again soon.